brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
From the Ramsey Network, it's The Ramsey Show, where we talk about your life, your money, and everything in between. I'm Jade Warshaw. Next to me, Rachel Cruze. If you want to get in on the show today, it's really simple to get involved. The number is 888-825-5225, and we'll try our best to get you on the line. Well, let's get to our first caller. We've got John. He's in Sarasota, Florida. What's up, John?
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Just trying to figure out if bankruptcy is the right aspect for me. So a little bit of backstory is last year we got hit with two hurricanes, Helene and Milton. We lost 50% of our business, my wife and I's business, because of that for about 2 to 3 months. And then 2 weeks later, we lost our house completely due to the fire from Hurricane Milton. And now we're in like $19,000 worth of credit card debt. And I have them suing me currently, and I'm trying to figure out what makes the most sense.
What did insurance pay for you? Did you not receive anything from the house? Did you not receive anything from those personal losses, business aside?
So that's the good question. I'm still in the battle with FEMA at the current moment, so still haven't really received all that much from them.
Was it through FEMA or not your personal? Yeah, just your home insurance?
So the home insurance didn't cover much because they're saying that there was a hurricane going on, even though the power line hit the house due to the storm. So they're kind of not really wanting to take ownership there. So we really haven't gotten anything there. And then
so it's what was really at fault? Was it the hurricane or was it the power line? Is that what's in question?
That's basically what was in question as far as the insurance company, but it was due to it's due to the hurricane because that's what took down the tree, basically, which took down the power line to hit the house.
What are you guys doing for work right now?
Yeah, so I'm a property manager, and then my wife owns a salon business. Okay,
how much are you guys bringing in a month after taxes?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm bringing in right around $4,500. Okay. And then she's bringing in right around $4,000. Also have 2 kids, little ones. So obviously they're, I'm also paying for a nanny for them too.
Sure. Okay. And where are you guys living right now?
So we were couch serving for a while. And then finally we were able to get into a rental.
Okay, good.
So we're also paying that. Yeah.
And what are you paying for that rental? Because with your family.
That's what's going to play a role. Yeah, absolutely. It's about $2,500.
Oh, that's not as bad as I thought it might be. I mean, it's high, but it's not as bad as I thought. Okay, so right now, the biggest thing that you're facing, I mean, obviously there's a lot tied up in what insurance or FEMA will or will not pay. In the meantime, you do have a place to lay your head, and it's not a ridiculous amount of your, month-to-month take home. So now we've just got the debt to deal with. You said $19,000 in credit card debt?
Not total, $19,000, which I'm being sued for currently at $60,000.
What's the total? Can you walk us through all of the debt that you have?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have $20,000 in a business credit card that was used to start the business. $20,000 in personal credit card that was used a little bit to help the business, but somewhat personal. Okay. And then another 19, obviously, which is basically right around 60. And then I also have student debt that I haven't really included there. So if we want to include the student debt, would be a total of 90,000.
Yeah, that's important because that bill is coming due too, right? For you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the good news is I'm not trying to make a joke, but the good news is the storm is passing. Like the hard part has happened. You've recovered somewhat you're both working again. You've got a place to live. It's terrible what's happened. I mean, I can't express that enough. You guys have dealt with a lot of loss, a lot of change in a very short period of time. But the good news is everything's kind of starting to land, and you guys, it could be a lot worse is what I'm saying. So I would really attack this the way I would tell anybody to, with the debt snowball. Yeah. Obviously, the amount that you're being sued for, it's not a lump sum, right? Is it broken into smaller pieces?
So I called the attorney, and they're basically saying they want everything up front. and they're not really wanting to negotiate on anything, because I've listened to Dave Ramsey a few times saying, hey, let's try to negotiate it.
And you tried?
Well, it's usually when it goes into collections at that point. Is any of it in collections?
I have the other $40,000 in credit card debt that's was going to be in collection, or is in collections. Yeah, so I could negotiate those.
Yeah, let's do negotiate those. And yeah, the $19,000, I think you're beyond that point, it sounds like. So you might have to pony up the cash. So at this point, this is the equation. I mean, it doesn't change. You've got to tighten up your budget. I'm sure you have a budget, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's on bare bones. But then the other side of this is, now that you do have a nanny for the kids, you and your wife have got to be working like crazy people. And it's almost the exact opposite of what you want to do. Right now, you've been through a lot. You probably want to rest. You probably feel like you owe it to yourself to just like take a breather, right? But the truth is, you've got this debt breathing down your neck.
Absolutely.
And at least until you can get out of this $19,000 and clear that, and settle this other $40,000 for half, and then you can kind of take a breather, and then it's like, okay, now we're safe, and now we can start to tackle that student loan debt once you've taken care of those other crazy ones that are.
Yeah, and cut everything up, John. Be done. Be done with the credit card game. I mean, seriously.
I've already thrown everything away. It's all done.
Okay, yeah. I'm so glad. Because this is it. I mean, like, it's just like another example to the world. Like, this is the mess people get in. You know what I mean? And John, you're pretty normal in that way. Like, we get called, this is the show we're on. This is how normal
the
it
debt's
is.
not from the hurricane. It's not from the storm.
Right.
It's you having to react to the lifestyle you had before, and the risk that you had created, probably unbeknownst to you.
Right. Before all this even happened. Yep, exactly. So John, it would not be, I would not say you're in a bankruptcy, situation. But you guys have, a solid 4 years probably down this track of saying we gotta start cleaning this up. And so again, any savings, any non-retirement that you have, cash everything out, John, and put towards this if you guys have it. And be aware of your expenses, even from a business perspective, from like, I don't know, there's just something that, where can you cut to save? Since I think you are running your business from a property management standpoint, where can you find some margin to throw at your personal finances here in the next year or two to kind of get a jump start as well?
Rachel, I feel lately I've been hearing more calls about bankruptcy. Should I consider bankruptcy? I'm in this mess. Should I do bankruptcy? I know you personally, that's where your story with Dave starts. I think of bankruptcy as you're losing control. Like, you're going to have to sacrifice something. You're going to have to pay a certain amount of this debt. But when you're in bankruptcy, then the courts are deciding, right?
Yes.
Versus,
you've lost all control of your financial, your financial world. You don't get to make the decisions.
Versus if you can just get on a plan, Ramsey plan, you can do a lot of the same things that bankruptcy would do, which is make you pay these things off, make you prioritize, but at least you have the control back.
That's right. It's not with some hands of some judge somewhere, right, doing it all, which we don't want. So that's great. It's a great point.
This is...
Switching banks can be a hassle, and I totally get that. But when Winston and I opened up our Fairwinds account, we were shocked by how quick and easy it was. It just took a few minutes online. We didn't have to block off an entire afternoon or track down paperwork. And the next day, we got a personal call from a Fairwinds specialist just checking in. I couldn't believe it when I answered my phone and I was talking to them. I was like, y'all are the nicest people. Now, if you're working hard to save money, get out of debt, and build a future, you should have a bank that supports that, not fights it. That's why I recommend Fairwinds. They created the smart checking and savings bundle specifically for Ramsey fans. Plus, they have a great app, and you have access to over 33,000 1,000 fee-free ATMs, and more than 5,000 shared credit union branches across the country. So you can have access and withdraw your money just like you're used to, no matter where you live. Don't settle for a bank that slows down your progress. Make sure you choose one that helps build you up and helps you win with money. Visit fairwinds.org/Ramsey and open your smart bundle today. Fairwinds.org/Ramsey.
Fairwinds.org/Ramsey. Fairwinds is federally insured by the NCUA.
Let's head back to the phone lines. We've got Jay, who's in Detroit, Michigan. Jay, you're on the line.
Hi there. How you doing today?
We're doing good. How can we help?
So my major question today is going to be, should my husband and I go about renting out our house with the potential for, not having the best tenants, especially because we would be asking a pretty high rent for what it is, or if we should try to sell the house, which we would end up bringing money to the table to sell the house, and we don't have that money right now. So we would either have to take a loan out for it, or I don't even know. So, yeah, that's...
What are you trying to accomplish?
Is this your primary home or a second home?
It's our primary house. So we just are so financially burdened. We're 23 and 24, and we got this house, and we kind of jumped the gun, and I took control of the finances in terms of being like, no, we can handle it. We can do this.
Yep.
What's your income every month, and how much is the mortgage?
So our total income combined between the two of us is about $4,400 of take home.
Okay.
But I Uber for a living, so I'll have to pay taxes at the end of the year. I'm going to research what I can write off, of course, and go about that way. But he is at a point where he is an apartment maintenance man, and he gets a discount, and he wants to go move into one of their apartments. So that's what we plan on doing. We just don't really know what.
How much is your mortgage payment a month?
The mortgage payment is $1,385.
Okay. So what else is going on? Because that's not bad.
So it is not bad, but we kind of bringing back a couple months. Around November, I took some time off of work. He felt he could handle it. I took about 3 weeks off. I was in between jobs. I was trying to get a new job, but we also took a pretty big pay cut because I had quit that job where I was making $55, and I ended up landing a job. But then once I landed a job, come December, he decided to join the Marines, and he did not end up going all the way through. He got through some boot camp, and he was supposed to get the basic allowance for housing, which is where, if you have a wife or children, they'll send money home. They did not send over his paperwork for that, so that whole time while he was gone, I was just struggling to pay because I had just then found a job, and it was a pay cut.
So you guys got behind. Is that debt? Is that credit card debt?
Yeah, we got really behind. We've got about $2,500 of credit card debt, which isn't a crazy amount. But then the second week of him being gone, both of our vehicles broke down. And one of them is still, we just haven't even fixed it. We're thinking about just junking it for $500.
Okay.
But the other one, we ended up repairing, but that was after he got back. So
where are you now? Give us a picture of what's happened now.
Yeah, because it's $2,500 in credit card debt. What other debt do you guys have?
So our car payment is $557 for the new vehicle that we got. And
so you got a new vehicle. How much did you spend on the new vehicle?
We didn't put any money down, which is kind of also what
I understand, but what do you owe on it?
We owe, where is it? I wrote it down. I want to say it was $32,994.
Okay. Is there anything else that's large that we should know about briefly?
Insurance for all three vehicles is $537. because I Uber, my gas expenses for the month are about $1,100. So for bare minimum expenses, this is including food. So this has house, car payment, house, car payment, insurance, DTE, which is a rough DTE guess, gas, phone bills.
Just your basic budget. What is it?
Food basic budget is $42.81.
Okay. So you're to the wire is what you're saying. There's nothing left extra. You don't feel like you have breathing room, no margin. A big piece of this is the car. So, I mean, you do have 3 vehicles. Obviously, one of them's not running right now. Two
of them now.
2 of them aren't running.
This past week.
So what does it cost to get both of your older, are they paid for, by the way? The 2 that aren't running?
Both of the older cars. Yep, both of the older cars.
Okay, what could you get for both of them? One's going to be a junker, you said. What could you sell the other one for?
The other one, there's a car shop across the street, so we plan on taking it over there. That one, it's a 2014 Honda Civic. The only problem is he's kind of trashed it.
Just tell us what you think you could get for it if you sold him.
For like pure drivability, maybe like $2,500 for the Civic, and then the other one.
But you could fix it for how much?
I don't know yet. We have to take it to the mechanic, but this is the second time that it's broke down in a year now.
So here's the thing. I'm going to give you a quick overview because you're meandering a lot, which makes me think that you want to make excuses. And maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of times when you're giving me all the, it's like, let's just cut it and dry it and say what it really is. Okay. For the 2 vehicles, your homework getting off of here is find out what you can sell them for a private sale. Then find out what it would take to fix them. And if you do have an older vehicle, it's older, so you might have to have repairs on it, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad car. It just means that you have to do maintenance and repair on it sometimes.
And see how much you can sell the $32,000 car.
Because the
dealership said I would owe on that because I Uber. I got it 5 months ago and I have.
I don't care what the dealership said. I would look on Kelley Blue Book. Look on Kelley Blue Book. And you're going to always get a better deal when you go private sale. Most always.
Okay.
From selling the car or buying the car, because you can negotiate more with a private party if you're buying, and you're going to get more bang for your buck when you're selling. So Kelley Blue Book it. Don't listen to the dealership.
Yeah, and I tend to think, I don't know, but I'm looking at this, and for where you guys are right now, I'm probably inclined for you to sell the $32,000 one and fix the 2 that you already have that are paid for, because we would have told you to do the same thing anyway. Sell the old one and get a junker. Well, you already have the 2 paid for junkers, you're already there. And I just want to encourage you. It sounds like you guys, you're early in your marriage. It sounds like you're trying to get on the same page, and it's been a battle and it's been a struggle. I want you guys to sit down tonight and look at the facts as they are today. Don't go to the past. Don't spend a lot of time talking about what we did before, but look at it today and say, here's where we are, and talk more about the future. I want you guys to talk about where you want to be at the end of the year. And then I want you to talk about where you want to be at the end of next year and work backwards on a way to get there. Because I feel like a lot has happened that's kind of keeping you lost in the sauce.
Yeah, and Jay, and you guys run the numbers, because I do want to just tell you, from a normal circumstances, your $1,200 mortgage is not the problem.
No.
So, because we tell people, and we're conservative when it comes to the housing item in the budget of 25% of your income, and you're right on it. Like, you are exactly where we would say percentage-wise to be. So, from a percentage, looking at your income, you're exactly where you should be. But let me say this with the caveat. You guys are young. You said we kind of like rushed into this purchase. And if the whole thing is overwhelming, Jay, and you guys continue to feel paralyzed by this, and you're just like, oh my gosh, and you can make some money with some equity, I don't know what the term would be, and you're like, listen, we could get out of it. I'm going to make this up, Jay. We can get out of this and we can make $15,000 in equity, and we're going to go rent for 2 to 3 years, get our feet under us, and then we're going to make a different decision with housing. You guys can do that. But if are you underwater on the house? Is that what you said at the very beginning of the call?
Yeah, so we bought last year, in a seller's market, and so we've already talked to our real estate agent, and I've thought about even doing private sale, but our house just hasn't appreciated in value enough.
Okay, so I would stay in it then.
We would be bringing money.
Does it cost a lot to maintain?
No, I mean,
Okay.
the house is pretty simple. We
Okay.
do have some repairs that we have to do, but
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah. So Jay,
Yeah.
if I were you guys, stay in the house. I would not take the financial hit with losing money
I
on a
wouldn't
home.
either. I wouldn't either.
A car, I might. If you're going to be underwater, $5,000, go take a personal loan for $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Drive your 2 beaters, and I'd rather have $5,000 in car debt than $32,000. So
Yeah.
it's just a reminder, you guys, when your car breaks down, you don't have to go to the dealership and buy a $32,000 car, right? Even if you were going into debt for a car, which you shouldn't do. God forbid you go get $10,000.
Can you get a $10,000?
Yeah.
Thank you, Rachel. Man, oh
So
man.
thank you guys. Think through this. And cars are just like one of these things we just go and buy
Yeah.
and we don't think about it. But man, that's half of their annual income. More than half. Don't do that, Jay. Sell the car.
I've been helping people get margin back in their budget for over 30 years, and switching your phone plan is one of the easiest wins out there, especially with Boost Mobile. Boost gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month. And I'm not talking about some promo rate that goes up later. That $25 price is locked in forever. No contracts, no headaches, and with their 30-day money-back guarantee, there's no risk. So stop wasting money. Go to boostmobile.com/Ramsey today. Restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com/Ramsey for details.
If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck and the feeling of not being able to get ahead, then you need to join one of our free EveryDollar trainings. There are these new trainings that we do every week of the month, and they're all hosted by one of the Ramsey personalities. Matter of fact, Rachel, you did one today.
Just did one before the show.
That's
Yeah,
right.
for
I
about
did one
45 minutes.
yesterday. George is doing them. We're all into it, and we show you how to stick to your budget. And here's the most important part. We show you in real time how to find $9,000 of margin using EveryDollar so that you can get ahead of debt and start building wealth. I know I just said a lot, but trust me. You can ask us anything during the Q&A live. And if you're interested in that, you can sign up for it right now for free at ramseysolutions.com/webinar. Very, very good. All right, let's go to Eric. He is local, Nashville, Tennessee. Hey, Eric.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, you welcome. Us? Is there someone else on the line?
Oh, my wife's nearby.
Hi,
We're
Eric's
huge fans of
wife.
everything y'all do. So
I love it.
yeah.
Tell her we said hi.
How can we help
will do.
today?
They say hi. Wait. Just super quick question. So we are planning an international trip next year. We are committed to all of the things that y'all teach. This includes not having credit cards, period.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to do that. No credit cards for that trip. Now, the thing that our TripAdvisor person is giving us is they're coming back to us saying, hey, well, what happens if you go there with just a debit card and your debit card gets hacked? That's the particular fear they're throwing at us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just curious,
mechanically,
what would y'all recommend? Again, we are not going with the credit card, so we're not even touching that. But what would y'all recommend if the fear they're throwing at us is what happens if it gets hacked?
Well, I mean, I can say
with our kids, we're bringing a couple sons with us.
Yeah. I mean,
family thing. Yeah.
What we're solving for, I mean, the basis of what we're solving for is if something should happen, you need money. That's really what they're saying, right? Is if somebody steals all your money here, you need to have money elsewhere in order to cover it in the meantime. Mm-hmm. And so that's all it is. Yep. So if you say, hey, I'm not using credit cards, I'm just going to have a pile of money in my account, and I know if something should happen with my debit card, and I'll get to this in a minute. Let's just say something happens and it takes 24 hours for that money to come back and be replaced. Then I have an emergency fund and I have some savings that I also can have access to, and that's all I need.
Yeah, because what other accounts do you guys have besides your checking?
What accounts do we have? Checking, do we have savings?
We have savings. And
We have a couple things.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like we have a
Yeah,
high
the travel
yield
debit card. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a high yield savings account with Fairwinds, and we have a Fairwinds debit card with that account. So I would have, that's, you would have one or two,
Okay.
3 different accounts that you
So
can
have a
use a
couple
different debit
backup
card for.
cards, potentially.
Yes, exactly. If you're worried about that, which I guess is fair.
Yeah.
But I would give your bank a heads up
Sure,
because we ran into
That's
an issue.
right.
Not it was in Florida. It wasn't even international, and the bank it was like this whole limit thing. It was this whole thing,
Yeah.
and we hadn't told the bank, and so our card did. It took us 45 minutes to get on the phone with the bank and figure it all out, which was annoying. It's super annoying.
But it's for your protection. They're like, hey, somebody's spending a lot of money in another area that's not typical for you. So yeah, they throw the flag on that. But
so just I would contact your bank. And then Eric, the other thing to look out for, it depends on your bank and account, but we do get dinged sometimes with international fees. So if you swipe it
understood.
with certain merchants or whatever, I know when we travel, we've to Mexico or something, we've come back into the EveryDollar app and it's $2.99
That's right,
for
that's
a
right.
fee, you know what I mean? Like a fee randomly.
Oh, yeah.
So just be aware of that. That's the
get
other
you.
thing to think about. Yes, they do. They get you.
I think the other part of this question that he wasn't saying, but I do think that a lot of people think, Rachel, is that debit cards don't have the same protections as a credit card. So let's say you have fraud on your account. The big fear is that, oh my gosh, if you have fraud, then a credit card company is going to give you the money back instantly. But the truth is, a debit card company will give you, if it's a debit card, you'll get the money back instantly as well. And you can check the fine print if you look at your Visa debit card. It does have the same protections, but you do need to report it, within, I think it's 48 hours or 24 hours. You have to report it. And I can tell you, I have never had a problem with that. It's always been, I call and I say, hey, this looks like fraud. And they say, okay. And they'll give you the money back and ask questions later.
Yes.
So,
well, and honestly, too, to your point about the protection, the way banks work today, I feel like, or at least our bank, they are way more on top of it than they were 5 years ago.
100%.
I feel like I get texts a lot of say, why did this transaction? Sometimes they're scams. So you got to make sure it's your actual bank. But our bank, I don't know, I feel like they do a really good job at it. But
they do. Very good question. All right. Another local call. We've got Annette in Nashville, Tennessee. What's up, Annette? How can we help?
Hi.
Hello, Annette.
What's up?
How can we help?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't hear you say that.
Oh, you're great. You're great.
My husband was injured at work, and he received a $100,000 cash settlement, and it was through workman's comp, and we had to take the company anyways. We had to file bankruptcy because they wouldn't pay. Workman's comp wouldn't pay, so we did have to go to court, and we were successful. Now, my question to you is, do we take that full $100,000 and take it to the bankruptcy court and pay off as much as we can, take half and put the other half in the bank and start saving for our future? What would your recommendation be?
How much is left in
I have $150,000.
Okay, left to pay.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have to pay the most back because we have $250,000 equity in our home. We bought it cheap and fixed it up, and then it skyrocketed, and so we're paying back everything. But right now we're paying $1,400 to $1,500 a week. So everything that my husband makes goes straight to bankruptcy every week.
Oh gosh, yes, I would.
Okay.
I would catch up on this immediately.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would throw it there because you want all this. You want all of this cleaned up in that to be able then to move forward and think about the future, like what you're saying. When you try to do 18 different things, you're not going to solve for peace doing that because you're still going to have this bankruptcy looming. So as soon as you can get that in the rearview mirror, as soon as possible, the better off this is going to be. So
you take the full amount and put it on there.
yes, I would. Yeah, for sure.
Are you working too, Annette?
I am working, but at the time that he got injured, I had just opened my own business. So I'm at 3 years in my own business, and I'm doing okay, but I don't, I only pay myself not a lot.
What's not a lot?
$400 to $500 a week. So it's not, I make sure all my bills are paid, and I'm building the business, and it's coming along. But,
What kind of business is it?
fitness. I opened a fitness gym.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I'm glad that the business is growing. I just wonder, is there, when it comes to these equations, I said this earlier today, it's good that you've got this chunk of money in, but it's almost like pretend that chunk of money hadn't come. What would you guys have been doing to pay off this 150? And you would have been getting busy out there. So would your husband.
I work 4 jobs. Right. I work 4 jobs right now. I run this business, and I teach 25 classes a week, and then I teach outside of this, and I'm also a DJ as well.
And all of that brings in the $400 a week?
No, that's just from my business. So that's on top of all the others. So I'm still doing all those.
What's the other stuff bringing?
Well, DJing is like here and there, so I would say that's about $5,000 a year, and then the other brings in $400 a month, $400 to $600 a month. The other classes.
Okay, I teach
at other places.
I just wonder if you can be putting your time somewhere where it's a little bit more
valuable.
Yeah, from a money perspective.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
yes,
so I'd probably look at some priorities, Annette, from the time management perspective of how many hours you're doing all of this.
That's a lot.
And where you could be, I don't know, working at Target. I don't know, like run some numbers just to be like, if I put in this amount of money, or this amount of time versus what if I was making $30 an hour somewhere else, or I don't know. So just kind of run some numbers. Yep, exactly.
That's a lot. You're doing a lot, Annette. And don't hear us wrong. We love your dream of having a gym. You're in it now. It's just maybe there's a way to reallocate that time. Maybe you hire someone to teach some of the classes and give them a cut of it and figure it out like that so you have more of your time back.
George, I went my whole life avoiding being on the internet. And now everything I do in my life, my professional life, my personal life, everything's on the internet. And so now identity theft protection means the world to me and my family.
And I'm the resident techie millennial here, so I've been on the internet since before it existed, and I've actually had my identity stolen before, but good news, we both have identity theft protection from Xander. They monitor our personal info on hundreds of thousands of databases, and they alert us of any suspicious activity.
And that's everything from social security number activity to home title monitoring and more.
So the key is identity theft does happen, unfortunately, but if it happens, Xander handles everything, up to $2 million in stolen funds protection and white glove service to restore your life back to normal.
I don't understand how the internets work. I don't understand what's going on in this little cybery world. And that's why I'm so grateful for Xander. They've got me and my family's back. They've got you and your family's back. And it gives me one less thing to worry about, one less thing to be anxious about, and it lets me be a dad that sleeps at night.
Yes, and all you got to do is go to Xander.com or call 800-356-4282 to protect your family with the most complete ID theft protection available. That's Xander.com.
Listener to the Ramsey Show, we really appreciate you. We're glad you're here. Matter of fact, you're the reason that we have jobs, because without you, there would be no show. So we're grateful to you. And if you like the show, the biggest thing we could ask you to do is just share it. And there's a lot of ways you could do that. Maybe there's a clip that you like to share, and you could do that. Maybe there's, you slide into somebody's DMs and you put it in there. There used to be a playlist. Do we still have the Ramsey, the playlist that we can share?
We do. It's still out there on YouTube.
All right. So Perfect. If you go on YouTube, there's the Ramsey 101 playlist that you can share. And it's a great way to share it because it kind of curates the videos for you so that if somebody's kind of getting into the Ramsey verse for the first time, they're getting the information in the proper way. So keep sharing the show. It helps us out. All right. Let's go to Edna, Lexington, Kentucky. Hey, Edna, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for taking my call.
You bet. How can we help today?
Well, so I guess I need marriage advice and financial advice. So my husband and I had actually been together for over 10 years, but I finally married him last June. not this past June, but a year ago.
Good for you guys. That's great.
Yeah, I'm still a chicken, and I haven't combined finances, so I'm sure I get fussed at about that. But we just come from completely different worlds. I was raised Amish, so we raised our own meat, we grew our own vegetables, we had milk cows, all the things, and he grew up very much cereal, microwave dinners, going out to eat, all that. So just financially, we're not in agreement, really, and I know that should have been taken care of before we got married. But I have recently been trying to get him involved in the Ramsey programs and the baby steps, and even like I bought him a edition of the Total Money Makeover, and I don't even think he's opened it. I mentioned going through the Peace University, and he's like, all right, so we're going to spend money to save money, and I was like, yeah. So I today purchased the EveryDollar Premium, and I sent him an invitation to it. Mm-hmm. But I guess I just kind of, after I sent it, I'm like, maybe I should get some advice on how to have that conversation.
So, yeah, my number one question is the way you explained your differences growing up makes total sense. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It was like in a food category. Like, I milked a cow. Yeah, I milk cows.
You're like, I milk a cow. He goes to the store.
Yeah. So from a financial perspective, what are the big differences? What are you bumping up against?
He thinks if you can finance it, you can afford it.
Okay.
I think if you don't have cash, you can't afford it.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's big.
Which I do owe on my house. I have no debt, and he doesn't now. That was one thing that, I was like, you're paying your truck off. We're getting out of this before we get married. So between us, we have no consumer debt. But when we met, he had a very little equity in his house and owed money on his truck.
Okay, that was 10 years ago. So what's he doing now financially?
We own a tire and service center together. Okay. And we've had a lot of life happen, but
no. And okay, so what is he? So besides debt, is he in debt currently?
No, he's out of debt other than our house. I own a house, and then we just recently bought a farm.
Okay. And is he suggesting you go into debt for something else right now?
No, but like he won't. Like I'm all about doubling up payments, and let's get this. He has no savings, and he's 20 years older than me, so he has no savings. I am the only one that has savings.
How much do you have?
And probably 35,000. I have.
So here's the tough part. You said earlier in the call, I feel like I heard you say, obviously you've been together 10 years, married 1, and you haven't combined finances yet. And I thought you were sounding like you didn't really want to combine finances.
Well, I do, but I'm scared to.
But you're scared to, and yet we're having conversations as though we're combining finances. So it's almost like, I wonder if that's feeding into how you're talking about it. Versus it being more of, I want us to be together on the same page. I want us to finally be one. We've been together for 10 years. I just wonder if it's a shift in how you're talking about it. Talk about the combination as a way to become one first, instead of as a way to pay off debt, pay off the mortgage, save money, like that sort of a thing. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So talk about it from an intimacy standpoint first.
I'm sorry, pardon me.
I was saying, talk about it from an intimacy standpoint first, and then as that conversation continues to happen, then we can start to see the advantages from a numbers perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think possibly the problem thus far with the communication has been, to Jade's point, situational, and with purchasing, or I want to do a budget and you're not signing into the app. I want you to read this book. You're not reading this book. It's more about action, right? If that makes sense, versus starting more with you, Edna, of like, okay, why do I feel fearful? Why am I hesitant? What do I want? What do I like? Actually talking about more what's going on with you and bringing you to the table and saying, hey, listen, I love you. Obviously, we were together for 10 years. We are married now. And my hope and prayer, I don't know, I'm making this up, this may not be the case for you, is that I always saw the future with my husband, that we would be one and that we could trust each other. We'd be on the same page. We'd be on the same team as we walk this road of life. Like, we are hand in hand. And, you know, you're always going to have your personality. I'm going to have mine. So Edna, you may always be a little bit more nerdy and always be more conservative. He may be a little bit more of a spender, more of a free spirit, but the personality differences isn't changing the direction of where we're going. And that's the safety I want in a husband. I want to know that we are united on these big topics of raising kids and money and our spiritual lives. Like, I don't know, all of this, if we're on the same page, that gives me security, right? You're telling him this, but I fear that because you don't seem interested in a topic that I'm really nervous about, I don't feel like you're listening to me, right? Like, you make it more of a marriage issue. It's coming out as money through the lane of money. But to your point, it's not a money issue. You guys are just missing each other completely, or he's just a jerk and doesn't really care what you think, Edna, which hopefully you didn't marry him if that's him.
No.
Yeah. So I think he's
definitely not.
Yeah. So he cares for you, right? So I would go about it more from you. And this tip, John Deloney said this years ago, and I just love it. He's like, whenever you go into any level of conflict, you never use the word you. You're doing this. You're not reading the book. So you're not signing up for the app. It's all about you, Edna. You have to enter that conversation about you. And I would tell him before too, like, I wouldn't make this a casual thing. I think you've kind of been casual about it, but I would say, hey, tonight, can we have like a big conversation about money? Because and kind of prep him of like, hey, I just have some things I want to share with you, and tell him it's about money, so it's not so secretive. If he's like, oh God, what are you going to tell me? You know, but actually have a very intentional sit down together. And I just wonder if he's a good man, you know, if he starts to actually say, okay, gosh, she is really worried about this. And, you know, he may not get on board that night 100%, but at least he can have a level of empathy to enter in with you in this, and you guys can start this journey together slowly. But you can start heading in the right direction where it's less about throwing a book at him, you know, and more about what's happening with you, Edna.
I agree. What you said, Rachel, is exactly right. I think a lot of times, and not just with Edna's case, but in general, we want something from our spouse, and we start with these actions of like, it's almost like giving them hints of what we want them to do versus, like you said, sitting down, having the conversation. That way it's all laid out on the table. And then from that point on, anything that we do, we can link it back to that conversation and say, we remember when we talked about this?
Yep.
Now I can say, I found this FPU class, or I found this book, and you've got that conversation to kind of link it back or tether it back to. So it's not just, because a lot of times we could be in one mental space, our spouse is in another, and they're just going on about their life. And next thing you know, you mentioned something about paying off the house, and they're like, what?
Yeah, she's like, I'm doubling up payments. And he's like, golly, Edna, wait, what's happening?
Yeah, where'd this come from?
Yeah, right. So give him some of that grace too in it. But I think getting on the same page is going to be your number one, and then everything else. But the good thing is too, Edna, in your case, you know, it's not like he's racking up all this credit card debt and spending all this, you know, spending stuff he doesn't have. Like, it sounds like even from an action standpoint, he's in the middle. It's just getting on the same page mindset wise, and it's going to be key for you guys.
From the Ramsey Network, you're listening to The Ramsey Show. We're talking about your life and your money all day long. I've got Rachel Cruze here next to me. I'm Jade Warshaw. Let's get right into the phone lines where we've got Wendy from Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Wendy, how can we help today?
Hi, Jade. Thanks so much for taking my call. We have a 15-year-old daughter, and she is a social media influencer. We've made her older siblings buy their own cars, and they probably had $6,000 to $7,000 to buy a car when it was time. But obviously, her situation is going to be much different, and we aren't necessarily in agreement as to, my husband and I, as to how much money we should allow her to spend on her car.
What is she earning? This is crazy.
It is crazy. Her manager says that in the next year she'll make $100,000. Currently, she has a fully funded Roth IRA. She has $32,000 in a brokerage, and she's averaging about $8,000 to $10,000 a month right now.
Wow. So what does she want to spend on a car?
To get what she wants, she'd want to spend around $50,000.
Wow. Okay, I can understand your conundrum. Is that? Can I just ask? Can I just ask honestly? Is that more expensive than your car?
Yes.
Wow. This is something.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh.
This is juicy.
Here, well,
this is a good call.
And this is how I would feel as a mom. And I don't have a 15-year-old. Let me just say that.
Neither do I.
I have a 10-year-old. So I take this with a grain of salt. I always hate giving parenting advice when there's, or
I
not parenting.
I agree.
I won't even say this is advice. This is like what just came up in me, Wendy, as a mom. We'll just be girlfriends, just chatting.
I like that.
What rose up in me is less about the dollar amount and more about what I am. What am I helping her as a mom see that is important in life? And she's in an industry, which I'm not mad about. I'll link a dress or two. I'm not mad at the influencing world. I'm really not. That's how I buy half my clothes. As I see someone, I'm
You're
like, that's
also
cute.
a lot older, and you've had a lot more maturity to grow over time.
It can be. It's like it can be a very vain, inward-looking type industry in general. I'm not saying that's your daughter. I'm just saying
the industry
in general, right? Hollywood has an industry. Influencers has an like everything has pros and cons. So as a 15-year-old, what I want to facilitate in her is that our stuff cannot own us. And that's from a debt perspective, but it's also from an identity contentment perspective. Our stuff is not going to make us who we are. And the moment we live in a world where our stuff starts to define us, and if you took all the stuff away, if you took the hair extensions and the eyelashes and the cars and the clothes, who am I? Who am I? Take everything away. Who am I? So like I would be pushing a message so hard, Wendy, to her of, this is incredible. Number one, what she's doing, like really her tenacity to go out and do stuff. And it's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. So I don't want to squash this entrepreneurial side of her, but there's just a lot of caution and flags that this is going to be the first big purchase that she makes that could go take her down a road to say, how much does stuff influence who I am as a person? And to have the restraint to say, I want this $50,000 brand new car. But also, I'm going to understand that I am 16 years old. I'm going to have a level of common sense with my life. And I don't need a $50,000 car at 16. And it would show a lot of maturity and a lot of confidence as a mom to her if she was like, you know what, Mom, I get it. Like, I want a $50,000 car. What does she want? Is it like I don't even know what that would be.
Jeep Wrangler, the four-door.
Okay.
It's
that. What if we went and bought a used Jeep, right? Like go and buy a used version. Like what does that do to your identity? Does that make sense? Like I'm trying to kind of poke on the triggers of what I don't want to be magnified for her as an adult in her 20s. So like how do you make a purchase that doesn't influence it?
I think Rachel, I think you're right, spot on that. I also think there's part of it, and again, there's part of this that's hard to put into words. There's also part of it where it's just about building a maturity. You said building a maturity level, but it's almost like her following, right? She didn't immediately start with 1 million followers. She had to work to build that up. And as you go through those stages, your character also builds to be able to hold it a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, right? And so I think the same can be true from a financial perspective, right?
With large purchases.
With large purchases, when you're gifted large amounts, there also has to be a part of your personality that can carry that. Because here's the thing, if she does a $50,000 car, there's a lot that's going to come with that. There's going to be expectations from her friends. There's going to be things that she feels like now I have to be here, or I'm projecting this to the world. Now I have to be here. It's almost like, and again, I don't have kids this age, but it's almost like when I was in 8th grade and I wanted to start wearing makeup. I didn't have a bad reason for wanting to do that. I just wanted to improve my the way I looked as a 8th grader. But my mom saw ahead and was like, hey, you're just not there yet. Like, you bringing makeup is going to bring a different type of attention. It's going to bring more things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
There's more that goes along with these things than meets the eye. So I'm with you on not doing a $50,000 car, but I think it's fair for her to have more than a $6,000 or $7,000 car to reflect the work she's done.
100%. Yeah. So maybe it looks more like, I don't know, what's reasonable for a
15 or 20.
Yeah, 20, 25. I don't know. What's reasonable for a 16-year-old that has the cash too, like, which is incredible. And she's buying her own car. So like, I want to reward part of that in her. But I think for a teenage girl and that whole world and all of it, I'm like, I just want to, where I can steer the motivation in a healthy way so that is what's magnified as she gets older versus just being like, oh my gosh, you can afford, like, you can afford it, so just get it. And Wendy, to a degree, I have restraints on myself. I'm such a spender. I love clothes. I'm such a spender where I'm like, I probably could go out and get more, but I'm like, for my own dignity and my own sake, like, and my own contentment, I have to say no to myself sometimes, even though I can financially afford things sometimes that I'm like, does that make sense? Like, there's something there for her at 15 that I just want to protect.
I agree. And I'm looking at our audience out here and I'm like,
I don't know if
guys,
everyone agrees.
Are we on point? Are we saying things that make points? Or are you like, no, you've missed it?
Okay, should she get a $50,000 car at 16? Is there any hands up? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a good
And it's mostly adults
size
out there, by the way. What about like 25,000? I feel like, is that still too high?
Oh, we're getting some down. Oh, we're getting some lower.
20? 20?
All right.
Oh, what?
Okay.
So you guys think she should stick to the $7,000 to $10,000 range? Okay, this is like the Price is Right.
We're getting mixed reviews.
They're like, this is $10,000.
I'm gonna give her some. I'm gonna give her some money to spend.
I'd be okay with 20, 25. Honestly,
yeah,
I would.
Okay, and let me say this too, Wendy. It's got to be in cash. And you said her manager said she could be making $100,000. That's not money in the bank.
That's a good point.
So it needs to be reasonable with what she has now. And I don't know I don't know how much money she has right now in that account.
Yeah, that's true.
Wendy, we just monologued. I apologize.
But it also reflects our teaching, which is even at 100,000, 50, that would be too much at this point. She'd be right at the line. So even from a rule of thumb perspective, not just from a, I don't know, quote, kind of like morality.
Yes.
Good call. Thank you for the call, Wendy.
These days, business as usual is anything but. Tariffs make trade policy a moving target, supply chains are squeezed, and cash flow is probably tighter than ever. So if your business can't adapt in real time, you're in a world of hurt. That's why you need NetSuite by Oracle, trusted by more than 42,000 businesses, including Ramsey Solutions. You need to see what's happening, what's stuck, and what's costing you, and how to fix it. And NetSuite is the #1 cloud-based business management suite because it helps your business make the right decisions fast. It brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one place so you're not left shuffling a dozen different spreadsheets. That gives you the visibility you need to make quick decisions based on actionable data. And NetSuite AI automates everyday tasks so your team can focus on strategy. It's one system for full control and no guesswork to tame the chaos. And right now, if you're leading a business doing more than $1 million in annual revenue, download NetSuite's free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey.
Thanks for listening and being with us on the show today. We're going to go straight to the phone lines where we have Shayna in Portland, Oregon. Hi, Shayna. How can we help today?
Hi, Jade and Rachel.
Hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
We're good. How can we help you?
Awesome. Well, I'm a single mom by choice. I will soon to be an empty nester as my son heads to college this fall, so that focuses me on retirement. And my question is, can you help me with a goal on how much to pay on my house between now and retirement, since it's my big focus area and piece to prepare to be ready.
So how much do you have remaining on your mortgage?
My mortgage has $370,000 remaining.
Okay. And what's your income?
It's in the mid six figures.
So
150?
150
ish, yeah.
Okay. And like what I'm getting to, without asking a bunch of questions, what I'm getting to is figuring out your margin every month, because that's really what's going to speak to how quickly you can do this. So are you currently putting away 15%, investing 15%?
Yeah, I'm clearly on baby step 6 with a margin right now of about $1,100 to $1,200 a month.
Okay. So what I would do if I were in your shoes is I would look on the calculator, how quickly can I pay off my debt calculator? You can find that on RamseySolutions.com, and basically say, okay, it's your choice, right? Because we always say that at this point, it's all about intentionality. You don't necessarily have to be intense, but it just sounds like you want to know the exact numbers and know the game plan. So you can decide, okay, am I putting 600 extra or am I putting 800 extra? And how does that affect how quickly I get this done? And then it's really up to you how that looks like. And I mean, that can also be very seasonal. I know for Sam and I, there's some seasons where we're like, oh, we're going crazy and all the money's going to the mortgage. Then there's times where we're like, I'm just going on vacation.
Yeah,
I'm not hitting it like this today. And you get to make that choice. The point is that you're consistently paying more than just your normal monthly amount.
How old are you?
I'm 55.
55. When do you want to retire? Do you know? Do you have an age?
60.
At 60? Okay. Mm-hmm. So 5 years. So that's not going to, if you put, what is that? 6? Yeah. I'm just thinking if you put $1,000 extra a month, right? And being able to kind of extrapolate that and saying, okay, it's not going to make probably a massive dent in 370.
That's right.
How much do you have in retirement right now?
Retirement, about 1.5, targeting 2.5 by the time I hit 60.
Okay.
That's actually
great.
good to know.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I guess my question is...
Because you can use some of that. Be aggressive with your income now, but also while still funding that 15%. And then once you get to retirement, you can use some of this to pay it down.
If you made it a point to pay off half between now, between now and then, and get it down to, 150. And then you said, and I plan on by then taking 150 of the 2.5 million and finishing it off. I think that'd be just fine.
Absolutely. And so I guess that would be my question is, because I can work the numbers, but it's that energy to put in extra work or take on a second job to pay down more. And so what would you guys do? Would you take the tax hit on the back end of those retirement funds if I do take it out to pay off half of the house?
Well,
half of the mortgage?
Well, you would wait till...
Or not?
Because what percentage of the 2.5 will be in a Roth versus traditional?
0. It's all traditional.
Oh, okay. You're going to have to pay the tax burden on that then, of course.
Right.
All that to say, Shauna, I think, let me say this. Overall, looking at your numbers, you're going to be fine. Even if you took, 100 and by the time you get to retirement, 200 out.
That's right.
And paid off the house, but you had to pay taxes, all of it, your house is paid for, you're good. And you'll be fine into retirement, even with what's left. So either way, you're fine. I think the question would be for you, what do you want? Like, do you want to work an extra job to put towards the house so that you don't have to take out as much at retirement, or what? Because either way, you're going to be fine. I think that's more of a personal question of... What do you want to do with the next 5 years? You're going to be an empty nester, you said. And remember this too, your income should continue to go up. So hopefully you could put $1,500 away with some margin in the next, 2 years. So remember that too as part of the equation. You'll be able to pay off more than what you think you will be today.
And can you start with a Roth IRA instead of continuing to contribute to traditional funds? Can we start building over there instead of continuing this route?
Absolutely. but then it just creates a little net. It reduces cash flow up front for the house. So that was kind of my back end.
If you did an additional Roth IRA is what you're saying.
You said if I paid into a Roth 401k.
Yeah. Instead of continuing to do your 15% into traditional funds, could you max out a Roth instead? And in addition to.
Yeah, absolutely. So I can play with the Roth option as well.
I'm just saying going forward, so you have those funds. So your 15%, it's going to be, I mean, you will be able to max out a Roth and then some, and then the extra would then would trickle, over into the traditional is what I'm saying.
But wait, and it will mess up some of your formula because it's going to be after-tax dollars going in.
Correct.
So that's what you're saying.
True.
So mess with that too. But I think, again, I appreciate the detail in it all because I think it's very fair. Great question to ask because housing is the largest expense that we have. And if you could go into retirement with a paid off house, that's just incredible. But I think for you, make it, or maybe it's a goal too, Shauna, that you're like, okay, maybe I'm going to work a little bit more extra and I'm going to try to have half of this paid off.
That'd be
going
my goal.
In, have, some level of aggression with it. Because I think that's fair. But also, I would not feel like a failure if you go into retirement at 60 with $2.5 million and a $200,000 mortgage that you can pay off with it. So
that's right.
I think you're going to be great.
Yeah, and just in case you were wondering, it's the mortgage payoff calculator. We can probably link to it in the show notes, so you can play around with that. Or if you're listening and you've wondered the same question, you can play along with that calculator. All right, let's take a couple social questions, Rachel. We haven't done one of those in a minute. Hannah from Facebook says, how long should adult children stay on their parents' cell phone and car insurance plans?
Oh, man. George Camel and I talked about this. And actually, I think John Deloney was on an episode of Smart Money Happy Hour. I don't think it's released yet, but we did a whole recording. And this got brought up. And my mom heart went out. I don't know why. Subscriptions drive me nuts. Like if people share Netflix accounts with their parents, I'm like, get your own Netflix account. But for some reason, the cell phone plan doesn't bother me. I don't know why.
I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting that.
I don't know why. It just doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't bother me because I think as a family plan, it's just, you just get a better rate. I don't know why, Jade. It's the number one thing. Okay. I don't know why the cell phone does not bother me.
That's so funny
I just think of Amelia, I don't know, and we have a whole family plan. And I don't know, I'm like, I just felt like I'd get a rush to get her off. I would want her off my Netflix account before my cell phone. And it makes no financial sense. I don't get it. I don't know.
I get... So when I met Sam and we were getting engaged, he was on his mom's like Verizon or whatever.
And was that such a turnoff? You were like... I
drew a line in the sand. I was like, here's a couple of things that must happen today.
How old was he?
That we've been 23.
Oh, okay. See, you're still pretty young.
Yeah, 23. Yeah. And I was like, you're still on your mom's. Like, I was so judgmental. But
so funny. Which is fair. It's how it probably should be. Okay. Well, we have a few young people in the booth saying that they're still on
you're still on it. Okay. No, listen, no judgment, no shade.
Isn't it? Yeah. But again, every other part of life, I'm like, no, be on your own. But for some reason, the cell phone plan just doesn't like cut me to my core.
I mean, and the insurance.
You could be on,
medical
right?
insurance
till 26, is that right? With Obamacare and stuff, when all that went through. So be on that till 26.
That
doesn't bother me either.
Car insurance?
No, you gotta pay your own car insurance. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Usually you're doing that like in high school. I feel like that's the thing. Parents pay if you have a debt on it, parents pay the note, you pay the insurance.
Yeah. That feels good. When you go through a job loss or job change and lose your employer-sponsored health insurance, there's no better time to try Christian Healthcare Ministries. That's right, there's another option besides COBRA to take care of your family during that time. Because if you didn't know, the cost of COBRA has gone up a lot in the past few years. And CHM is an affordable, biblically based alternative to health insurance. So do your own research. The CHM is a great option that's potentially a third of the price of Cobra. It's a health cost-sharing ministry that's helped hundreds of thousands of families like yours take care of over $11 billion in medical bills since 1981. And the support you get from CHM goes beyond helping you pay for medical bills. Members become part of a family that prays for them when they have a medical event. Try getting that with Cobra. So if you're going through a job loss, life change, or just want to explore other options to save on healthcare, CHM might be perfect for you. CHM programs start as low as $98 a month. So find out more at chministries.org/budget. That's chministries.org/budget.
You are listening to The Ramsey Show. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. Let's see. Buying or selling your home is a big deal, guys, and we believe that. And with all the clickbait headlines and conflicting data out there, it really is hard to know what's actually happening in the housing market. So we're here to make the latest trends easy to understand. Median home prices actually stayed steady last month at about $441,000. There you go. The number of homes for sale hit 1 million for the second month in a row. And buyers have more competition and have more options and negotiating power, while sellers face more competition. The average 15-year fixed rate also held steady at 5.95% last month. And if you're debt-free and have a fully funded emergency fund and a solid down payment, now is a great time to buy or sell your home. To learn more about housing markets and trends and to get free tools to help you buy or sell with confidence, go to RamseySolutions.com/market or click the link in the show notes if you're listening on podcast or YouTube. Alrighty, let's get to the phone lines. We've got Chandler in Dalton, Georgia. Hey, Chandler, how can we help today?
Hey, I was wondering if I guess took the right steps on purchasing my first home.
Tell us about it.
So I am 21 years old. When I turned 19, I bought 3 acres of property. I've been kind of clearing and setting aside. And I recently just went out and bought a mobile home, which I know y'all aren't too fond of, but considering the market and realistically the payments right now, I didn't know if there was a better option, and I just wanted to be able to live comfortably, and I just didn't want to see. I didn't know if it would end up going under or not.
Well, yeah, the mobile home is going to go down in value, but let's talk about the land that you have it on, that you purchased. How much land and what'd you pay for it? You know, what?
3 acres. It's 3 acres, and I paid $35,000.
Okay.
And that was cash.
Oh, wow, good. Okay, and then the mobile home, what'd you spend on that?
So it wound up being a $90,000 loan, but I put 10 down, so I only had to borrow 80.
Okay, so you owe 80 on the mobile home. What's your ultimate goal? I mean, I'm guessing your ultimate goal is to save up and to be able to build a house on this land?
Eventually, honestly, I'd like to find more property in the future. I'd really like to have around 10 acres. Currently, I guess I'm just trying to figure out, this whole life thing is getting kind of strange the little bit older I get. I'd like to be able to pay it off as soon as possible, but also be able to enjoy myself at the same time.
Okay, so yeah, the part that you said earlier when you called was like, you know, you guys aren't huge fans of mobile homes. It's simply because they go down in value, and it's hard to build wealth when you're tied to something that's constantly going down instead of up. So if you said to me, Jade, you know, my goal is to have the thing paid off, I just want to live freely, I might have said spend less on the mobile home and just, you know, pay for it in cash. But you're locked into $80,000. How quickly can you pay it off and be done with it?
I'm honestly not sure. I'm expecting, hopefully, maybe in 5 to 10 years. I know that's a wide range, but
yeah, I think that's way too long.
How old are you, Chandler?
Side hustles. 21.
You're 21. Okay.
And what do you earn? What's your yearly and monthly income?
Right now it's $52,000. That's pre-tax, and I bring home about $800 a week. So it'd be what? 8, 16, 32. Yeah. So
my goal, if you say your goal is to pay it off, then that's my goal for you to pay it off. Now, if I were you, I would have thought, and it's not too late to do this, but is there a way that I can get into something less expensive so that I'm not going to lose as much of my shirt on it? And then I can be putting aside money to save for, a down payment on building something.
Right.
That would be my ultimate goal.
Okay.
I just think that...
Right, yeah, I'll definitely look to see. I guess I'm not really too set on moving per se, because I honestly don't know what I want to do, but I agree with, going down from 80. I can see where that's the, depreciation of it, and as far as the future would go, because
what other...
even then I could come out without losing money, but I'm not sure I would even make any.
Because I'm imagining you also have another vehicle, right? Like what you drive every day?
Yes, I have two.
And what do you have loans on those?
Issues.
They're paid for?
No.
Okay. But those are also going down in value. Right? That's going down. Those other two vehicles are also going down in value, and eventually you'll have to replace those. So I'm just trying to get you into a situation where there's just more value in where you're putting your income. I love the goal of eventually having more acres, but I do think if I were you, I'd want to get into a stable living condition first before I start investing in more land with my cash.
Right.
Yeah, and I would be thinking through, okay, what can I do now to start just saving in general for the future? So do you have any savings at all?
I have about 17,000.
Okay, that's great. You're doing really great for 21. Can I just say that? Like you know what I mean? Like I probably wouldn't have made like this specific decision on the housing, but overall, like you had 10,000 to put down, you have 17 saved. I mean, like you're really moving and going. Are you investing at all into any level of retirement or into the market?
So, at this exact moment, no. I just started a new job.
Okay.
Which is, I worked here before, but I started doing it when I was in high school, so it was on an internship, and I really didn't pay well. So I left and then came back, and there was a significant raise.
Okay. That's great.
It feels pretty set in stone. I'm still in the, the 90-day grace. So in turn, when it's time to start investing in the 401k and whatnot, I'll be able to do the match.
Okay, great. Yeah, so that's kind of your next. You said something about all this adult stuff is a lot. So I'm just adding another to your plate, though. But for real, I mean, Chandler, the way you're moving, I don't want you to lose grounds from a future standpoint, which again, we're not in any rush. You're 21, you're fine. But the sooner, you get a Roth open and a 401k, you start putting some money aside. Because Jade, I would treat this like a baby step 6, or would you move it to baby step 2?
I think that I would move this to baby step 2 because it's going down in value.
You would you would pay it off before even.
Yeah, I'd either pay it off or, like I said, if you're looking, I don't know the mobile home market well. Yeah. But if you start looking and say, man, I actually probably could have gotten something for 40 that gets the job done, I might try to make that sale and make that swap just so that you're, again.
You're half the time.
In half the time.
I will say I was looking, and like the base price on one that you could get into is probably around 50 to 60, but that I don't think that included closing costs or warranties.
Okay.
But I made sure to get a good warranty on everything that I got on mine. That way everything is covered if need be. And also I do a lot of side jobs, just trying to make as much as I can to get somewhere.
Yeah. And listen, I'm always thinking ahead. I'm thinking about, the future Mrs. Chandler, that when you meet her, she might be like, I don't want to live in a mobile home. So I want you to be ready, when that season comes.
I've met her. I just haven't. I'm trying to do it right. I'm trying to get her I want her to be special. I don't want to go, I know it's all different to some, but it's like she keeps telling me, she's like, go buy a $100 ring, like go to the pawn shop. And I'm like, look, I understand, but I want it to be special for you. It's only going to happen once.
Oh, there is a Mrs. Chandler. Okay.
Where does she changes things a little bit.
Where does she want to live?
She is 100% on track for a mobile home. She's excited.
Okay.
So I told her.
Listen, You hit the nail on the head when you said everybody's different. They have different preferences. If you're in this home, you guys are happy. She's happy. Yeah, the biggest thing is let's get out of it as quickly as possible into something that you're building. You may not end up paying it off. I'm not saying that the goal is to pay it off, but I am saying that the goal is to stay obviously current on it while you're saving for a down payment to build something that's secure on your land. That's what I would do, Chandler. Thank you so much for the call. It's a good call.
It's great.
Okay, Rachel, the internet officially knows too much about all of us.
So much, George. I mean, our names, our addresses, even our relatives' names. And what's crazy is even if you opt out, data broker websites can still get your info.
Don't like that.
No.
And just a year ago, get this, the average person had about 300 pieces of personal data floating around online. Now it's over 600. It has doubled in a year.
You guys, that is so concerning because that info then can be used in phishing scams, impersonation, and even harassment. So that's why George and I both use and love DeleteMe.
Yes, DeleteMe scrubs your personal info from hundreds of these data broker sites, not just once, but all year long. And there's real privacy experts behind the scenes doing this, not bots. So this is digital hygiene we all need.
We all need it. And then they will send you a detailed report showing exactly where they found your data and what they removed. And you can even request custom removals if you have something specific you want them to look out for.
Exactly. And this is not being paranoid. This is staying protected. And so far, DeleteMe has removed my info from 240 listings and saved me 94 hours of time it would have taken me to do it.
I love it. And you guys, in a world where strangers can Google your grandma and get enough info to scam her in just 2 clicks, DeleteMe gives you peace of mind.
Yes, so go to joindeleteme.com/Ramsey for 20% off. And that discount brings their annual plans down to about $9 a month. So go check it out, joindeleteme.com/Ramsey.
Are you staying on track with the baby steps? That is the question, and the baby steps is part of the Ramsey plan that we teach around here. And if you're wondering if you're on track, you can take the quiz to check your progress and receive a personalized plan just for you. Simply head to the show notes and click the link that's titled, Are You on Track with the Baby Steps? And complete that quiz today. Mary is in Salt Lake City, Utah. What's up, Mary? How can we help today?
Well, about a year and a half ago, my husband got involved with some online investment deal, which turned out to be a scam. He gave away all our retirement.
Oh, no.
And then he borrowed another about $250,000 more to get out of it. So I wake up every day worried, but my question was about tax. I'm worried about next year's federal state taxes. Are we going to start owing a lot of money? We're sort of doing okay. We got 2 jobs each. We paid off a lot of the debt. We're working on it. Mm-hmm. We paid off about half of it.
Okay.
But I just keep worrying the other shoe's going to drop, and I worry about taxes. We paid last year's taxes. We were able to pay our federal taxes, I think, and then we got a federal refund, which we used to pay our state taxes. Mm-hmm. But I'm just wondering, how should we proceed from here?
Gosh, Mary. Oh, I'm so sorry. How old are you guys?
Well, that's the problem. I'm 75. He's 72.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, Mary. Okay. So your worry is about taxes, is what you're saying first and foremost. And
I'm thinking, everything, like, we're doing okay. We're paying this stuff off. Mm-hmm. We got a reverse mortgage on the house, which gave us some money. But that was $250,000. Now that is against our
You went back in equity.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So You lost the Can you tell me how much was in the retirement that was lost? I hate to rehash it.
Well, that's the thing. I think there was about a little over 500,000.
Okay. And that was not this year. That was the previous year. So you said you already paid the taxes on him liquidating that. Is that correct?
I guess so. The thing is, every time I talk to him, I can't handle it. But he told me we were able to pay the 2024 taxes.
Okay. 24.
So this started in April 2024. So we paid the 2024 taxes.
This year you did that. You did that in January this year, right? Okay.
We did that in January.
So you should be off the hook for the largest amount. If everything happened the way you said it did, and that money was spent and used up in 2024 and maybe 2023, I'm not sure.
Do you have evidence of that, Mary? Like, I would want to see documentation here on out from him. I know he's saying
that's a good point, Rachel,
but I'm like, I just want to make sure that things are actually happening the way he says, because to pay taxes on that, I mean, that's a lot of cash. I mean, if you liquidated $500,000 from your retirement.
Well, is that what he borrowed the money for? To pay taxes?
No. He tried to get out of this thing, I think. And they kept saying, oh, well, you need to pay these fees and you need to pay this tax. So he kept borrowing money and giving to them, thinking it was getting him out of this scam. But in reality, he was just giving them more money.
Are you working? Is you or your husband working with the tax professional?
No.
Okay. Today, and we're going to make sure Kelly's going to pick up. We're going to make sure you're going to get hooked up with one of our Ramsey Trusted Pros. We'll find a tax provider in your area that's going to help you.
And a financial coach on us.
Yes.
Just to get an hour with to sort through all this. Because depending on, to Jade's point, because he borrowed money for what? Like, I know he liquidated the retirement. Why did he borrow $250,000?
Because they told him, the scammers.
Oh, it went into more of the scam, the $250.
Yeah. Yeah, they kept saying,
have they been sued? Who is it? Is it is it a company? Is it a person, like a financial advisor? Like who?
No.
Yeah, where do you find them?
Okay, so my understanding is some guy he used to work with back then called him and said, hey, I've got this great thing going on. Do you want to get in on it? And I'll have my girl call you, which she did, and he started investing. Now, the investment went through a cryptocurrency. So he had to give it to this account, and it turned crypto, and then it went. Now, we reported this whole thing to the,
FTC,
the FBI and the police and the Justice Department or something. But
because sometimes there can be lawsuits out of all of this. Like, I wonder if there's any.
I don't think we can find these people.
He's done. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we have the information.
Okay, so
we gave the information.
The $250, Mary, was that when you said he borrowed $250? Was that a personal loan or was that against the house? Was that the reverse mortgage?
It was many things. He had $69,000 from a company, to borrow. I don't know if I could say names of companies. The bad thing is he borrowed $88,000. In my son gave him $88,000, which he turned in some of his. He's a big crypto guy. He did a personal loan from somebody for $30,000. He took personal loans. He ran a charge card.
This was beyond the $250 is beyond the reverse mortgage, the money you guys got out of the house.
Well, then when this all happened, we got a reverse mortgage to pay some of this off.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Listen, this is way more than we can unravel in this few minutes. Just promise me that when we give you this help that you're going to take it. And please, the
taxes is not what I would, I understand that you would worry about those, but for you guys in your future, I'm like, there's bigger things happening. And I know the urgency for you is the taxes next year. But you'll get answers with the tax professionals. They look at all of it to make sure what was paid out of that specific, retirement account for me. And then obviously that you guys are keeping up with your, paying state and federal, which is what you're doing.
And you're working, you've got money coming in, you've probably got Social Security coming in. How much is coming in every month for you, Mary?
Well, our Social Security is about $5,000, a little over $5,000. And then our part-time jobs, it's so hard to say. We're maybe $500 to maybe $1,000 a month between all of our part-time jobs.
Okay.
In the winter, when the resorts start opening, we have a job there which pays well, and so we'll be making more money. But we are working as much as we can. I had a garage sale today. I just got $218 this morning. So all of that goes to paying charge cards, bills.
Listen, Mary, you're a gangster. Like your attitude in all this is stellar. The fact that you're willing to go back to work, you're doing garage sales, you're doing a lot. I am proud of you. I'm sorry that this happened. We're going to make sure that you get everything you need in your corner so that you guys can keep fighting through this. It sounds like you do need a budget. You need EveryDollar. We're going to make sure you have the best version of it so that you can see where every dime of this hard-earned money is going to go, because you're going to need it.
Yeah. And guys, listen,
crypto.
Please listen. If something sounds too good to be true, it is. And I know people always kind of rag that our advice is like so boring and it's just not new and into all the cool new things. This is why.
Yeah.
This is why. Please, just like be boring. Be boring. And if there's something that's like, oh my God, this is amazing. There's a spirit of greed in that too. It should be a red flag.
That's right.
Okay? Slow and steady wins the race, you guys. Don't fall for this crap. In the crypto world, it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere. And they prey on the elderly. This is it. This is literally it. So,
so sad. From the Ramsey Network, you're listening to The Ramsey Show. I'm Jade Warshaw. Next to me, Rachel Cruze, continuing to take calls about your life, your money, and like I said, everything in between. You can get involved in the show by dialing 888-825-5225, and our producer, Kelly, will pick up and try to get you on that line. Let's go straight to the phone lines where we have Olivia. She's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hey, Olivia, what can we do today? Olivia, are you there? Are you there? I'm going to put her on hold.
Sorry.
Oh, you're there. Hey.
Here.
Just in the nick of time.
Yes.
Hi, Olivia.
Hi. Thanks for taking my call. My husband just finished BSN school in May. We didn't take out any additional debt for him to go through nursing school. Once he finishes orientation in December, his estimated gross income will be about $88,000, with the opportunity to make $100,000 if he picks up an extra shift every pay period, which would net us about like $70,000 after tithe and taxes.
Cool.
Plus, we'll get a $10,000 sign-on bonus that comes in 4 installments over his first year of employment. He would like to go back to school in 2 years for a doctorate in nurse anesthesia, which is a 3-year program. It would increase his earning potential to $250,000. The cost of tuition is about $125,000, which you could get covered by going into the military or getting accepted into a rural medicine scholarship program. Mm-hmm. However, you're not allowed to work in years 2 and 3 of the program.
Oh.
We currently have $200,000 in student loan debt with varied interest rate. We have $4,300 in credit card debt with a 25% interest rate. We've been married for 3.5 years. We're trying to start a family. We've been trying for about 11 months with 1 miscarriage at the 7-month mark. And we have a 2007 Toyota, which is has 1 to 2 years left of life in it.
Mm-hmm.
We're wondering what to put our money towards first, between saving up for baby, the car, needing a new 2S car,
Mm-hmm.
And the debt. And then once we pay off the car and once we save up for a new car, save up for the baby and pay off that credit card debt, should we start saving for him to go to school, since it would increase the size of our shovel significantly to $250K? Or should we pay off our student loan debt before sending him to school?
What's the 200 student loan debt? Whose was that?
Half of it's my student loan debt and half of it is his.
Okay, what do you do?
Currently, I work part-time as a nanny. I make about $900 a month, just a little extra on the side.
What was the degree for?
I did a grad degree in art therapy, but I did it out of state, so I wasn't able to get that degree transferred
art
without
therapy?
having to jump through a bunch of hoops.
Yeah, well, what is that? Well, like, what kind of job is in art therapy?
So I would be like a licensed therapist. I would be a licensed therapist.
Are you a licensed? Did you get your license?
Of art.
Did you get the license with the $100,000 tuition?
No. So you can get your license in some states, but the state that I'm currently in doesn't let me get licensed right away without having to pay like additional, like a couple $1,000s for additional classes here in my state, and having to like do a bunch of testing and jump through a bunch of hoops.
What does a person who does finally get that certification, what kind of money do they earn?
I'm thinking, I can't remember. I think
I'm just trying to decide, is it worth paying the couple of $1,000 for you to get your art therapy license so you can actually work in your field?
Yeah, I could also like work as not through a license. I could work in a community center and say like I can do therapeutic art with your clients. I just can't be like a licensed therapist if I do that.
Okay.
Which that pay would be determined by the company.
Okay.
But getting my license here in Oklahoma, it would take me like 5 years to get there. And if he goes to nurse anesthetist school,
So here's what I would do, Olivia. He's making 80, going to be making 100, because I would definitely take that shift. You guys are in debt. If I'm you, I'm applying for jobs, and I'm going to be a receptionist at a dental, place.
Yeah,
I'm just like, you're going to go and make it a goal to make $50,000 a year. You need to go do something, Olivia, really, because you guys have over $200,000 in debts and have a dream of other big things, which is amazing, that's going to cost money. So we need money coming in. So he's going to be working an extra shift. Can he pick up an extra shift? I mean, nursing is like an amazing field to be in.
Yes.
Because you guys are dual income, no kids, you're in the dink phase. And so take advantage of it, Olivia. Start working your butts off, because yes, I want all of this debt paid off before you guys get a second degree, okay? Even though it's going to cause a shovel to be bigger, the shovel will be bigger, when you guys start working extra and you work in 2 jobs, right? I'm like, you can start making the shovel bigger now. And so that's what I would focus on. Save up 10 grand for a crappy car when the Honda goes out in 2 years. Create a sinking fund where you put $500, $600 a month away for a sinking fund. And then on the side, let's be trying for kids. And I'm going to say, when you get pregnant, that's my prayer for you, pause everything. You guys save up cash when that happens. We call that stork mode. And pile up a big part of cash. You guys still working. Baby comes. All right. Everyone good. Okay. Whatever's left in the savings, we're going to throw at the debt. But my goal for you guys would be, gosh, I mean, if y'all could make, try to get this paid off. I don't know, Jade. Is this crazy to say? 2.5 years? 3
I don't
years?
think so, because if she starts making 50, that means you're making 150. But if you live on a half, where are you guys? Yeah, you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah, you live on $75,000. That's average income, median income. So if you live on that, and so that means you're putting the other 75 towards your debt. I get it, minus taxes. I think that you guys could do this. No, I don't think you're crazy.
2.5 years?
Yeah, 2.5 years.
Make some crazy goals, Olivia. Crazy goals. And then in 2.5 years,
does it make sense for me to get a job, like a full-time job, while we're trying for babies?
Yes.
I'm like going to tell them I'm not going to be there.
Yes. Yeah. Because you don't know what the future holds, and you can still work for the 8 of the 9 months that you're pregnant. So, there's a lot that can take place in 9 months, money-wise, with you at the full earning potential.
You're not currently expecting, are you?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. So I would now, if you were expecting, you would have to, I would be forthcoming with an employer, probably.
Yeah.
In that case, just as good courtesy.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Whatever.
It depends. It depends on where you go to.
Say, that's fair. All that to say, you can work and try and have the baby, and that's great. And then you got 9 months of working. We're both moms. We both expected a different.
Listen, here at Ramsey, because I know what kind of company it is, I'm being forthcoming.
That's fair.
But
some
every
employers,
corporation,
that's right. That's true. That is true, Jade. That is true. And you don't legally have to say,
You don't have to say it.
Yeah. So anyways, but you're not pregnant right now. So be applying for jobs and go work your tails off, Olivia. Get this paid off and then continue to live on nothing to save up $125 and take them through the program. And if you guys are in your early 30s doing that by the time all this is said and done, it's great.
It's great.
You're living a great life. But
Rachel, you got a little spice today, Rachel. I'm here for this.
Well, in that one, I think we can be a little,
I like it.
A little snappier there. Thanks for calling, Olivia.
Investing may seem complicated or confusing, but it doesn't have to be. The Ramsey Investing and Retirement Hub is packed with interactive tools and resources that can help you get informed and not be intimidated. You can check it out at ramseysolutions.com/retire or click the link in the description if you're listening on YouTube or podcast. Lisa is in Cincinnati, Ohio. Lisa, how can we help today?
Hi. Thank you for taking my call. My husband and I are baby step millionaires for probably about 8 years now. Yes.
Nice.
The house has never been paid off. Actually, we sold a house and bought another one since in the meantime during this.
Okay.
But my question is, we loaned $50,000 to my daughter because she needed to do some upgrades on her house. Mm-hmm. And she is now selling that house, so she's going to pay us back with the equity that she has in it.
Okay.
My question is, my husband we both have a list on what we want to do with $50,000, and it's things we want to buy, but should I put the $50,000 towards our mortgage, that the only debt that we have?
There's a couple of things in this.
How much do you guys owe on the mortgage?
Mm-hmm.
$300,000.
Okay. How much do you guys make a year?
We are both retired, and we bring in about $7,000 a month.
Okay. And how much is in retirement?
I have that. $890,000.
Great.
890. That's great.
Good job, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could, if you were both in agreement that that's what you want to do with this money, I wouldn't have, because it's almost like, it's not like a windfall. Like it was money that was already yours and you kind of took it away to do this and now you're just getting it back again. So if you wanted to put the whole amount, you totally could. Is there anything else on your list that you would do with the money?
Well, my husband wants a side-by-side, which I think it's a total waste, but that's what he wants, so I got to kind of please him too.
How old are you guys?
One thing, I am 61 and he's 63.
Okay.
I would like to at least put away $2,000 per grandkid for, I don't know, just for future college or something, which I don't know where to put it. And that would be, only $8,000 of it. And then, I would like to take a river cruise for me and him, just to have a big splurge of a good vacation for us both.
Yeah, I would do that. How much is a side-by-side?
I would like it. It depends on what you get. Of course, the most expensive would probably be $25,000, but you can probably get one for about between 15 and 20 that I know I've looked at used ones, and you don't know what you're buying with a used one, if it's really going to work that long or anything. So I'm for a brand new one if that's
see, and I'm for a used one. I'd be for a used side by side. I'd be for maybe you I think if you both say, hey, we both want to put the $8,000 aside and 529s for the grandkids, we'll get with the parents and figure out what that is. I love that idea. And I like you guys deciding on maybe one really cool thing, whether it's the river cruise or the side-by-side deal. And then I like another portion of this going towards the house. That way you're giving, you're saving, and you're spending. You're doing the three things that you would do with money, and you're doing it in what I think is a pretty fair ratio. I think.
Okay.
Do you like side by side? Like, are you into that whatsoever? Or you're like, no.
Yeah, I mean, I could go with it. Well, kind of. I had an accident on one, so I don't like them a lot. But I could go with it. But I just don't feel like we have 6 acres, but you really can't travel the whole 6 on a side by side. So I just feel like it's a waste for the little bit of.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how I would split this. My other thought would be, do you take one of those big purchases, the river cruise or the side by side, and you guys cash flow that?
Just cash flow it.
Yeah. And
it would be nice to have a bigger chunk on the mortgage.
Yeah, and just to throw a good amount on it as early as possible, which would be now versus in 10 years, or hopefully it won't take you 10 years. But I don't know. There's a part of me that would cash flow one of the big purchases, and you guys decide what to do with that.
I would not do the side-by-side and the river cruise. I think you have to decide.
Yeah, and then cash flow the other one.
Yeah.
You can do them in these baby steps, both of them eventually, but I would just probably pump the brakes on one, and you guys decide together. And the kids, you could do that for $8,000 if you wanted, for sure.
Yeah, thanks for the call. That's a really good question. It's the one thing that we didn't talk about, which I probably should have mentioned, was the gifted $50,000. I wouldn't gift any money anymore, Lisa. I would, or the borrowed money. I should say.
Yes.
I wouldn't borrow or lend money anymore from now on. Let's just do gifts. It sounds like this is going to end fine and end well, but in the future, I wouldn't do that. Thanks for the call. That's a good one. Let's go to Brian. He's in Phoenix, Arizona. Hey, Brian, how can we help today?
Hey, how are you both doing? So glad you took my call.
Oh, of course. Happy to help. What's going on?
Yeah, cool. So basically, we're in baby step 3. Just got there, paid off about $100,000 in debt.
Amazing.
And so thank you. So starting to build up that emergency fund. But I got married, or we got married about 6 months ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Didn't really tell anybody. Thank you. Didn't really tell anybody because we weren't at the point to have a wedding and stuff. So that's coming up.
Okay.
So we've got a wedding coming up, and then of course want to do a honeymoon as well. And so my conundrum is, can I pay for the wedding and the honeymoon, which is going to have, some upfront costs to get things booked and whatnot, while we're in the middle of saving for our emergency fund?
Oh, yeah. That's a great question. Okay. How much do you guys have? Do you have any level of an emergency fund right now, like any amount of money just for that, not for wedding or not for honeymoon?
Yeah, I mean, just 1,000. I've got $10,000, but it's kind of earmarked for the wedding, and
for sure,
some of the the venue fees are coming up pretty quick in the next couple months, just based on the timing of when it's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Here's what I would say, Brian. Cash flowing the wedding, and then, I would want to go somewhere, do some level of destination, but also only having $1,000 in the bank and going to the Caribbean just makes me nervous. I don't know. There's a part of me that I'm like, I would want maybe to get away to a degree.
Yes.
And then build up some of that emergency fund. And then you guys take a 1-year anniversary trip or something. The destination doesn't have to be, I know we make it such a big deal as a honeymoon and it's a thing. And I get that. And I think getting away together is great. I just don't think I would take a big extravagant trip without having money in the bank saved.
Yeah, and there's 2 parts of this. So, and I might be saying this wrong. I got married 18 years ago, so things have changed. But what if it's almost like that you're going to get money from the honeymoon, from the wedding. What if you did a trip, but it's just not the day after the wedding, right? Like, because you're going to have money come in. I know a lot of people, when they do their registry, they have like the little honey fund. So you can give your gift to the honeymoon fund, and then that money's there for you to then take the trip that you want to take, even if it's you planning it. Do you see what I'm saying?
How much do you guys make a year together?
Yeah, I do see what you're saying, and I actually have kind of a caveat to what you guys are saying, but I agree with that, and it makes me nervous as well. I make $160. I'm the breadwinner.
That's great.
The sole income. I make $160 a year.
Okay.
I've actually been like door dashing too recently just to get like an extra $1,000 a month.
Why doesn't she work?
Here's some. She's in between right now. We were running like a dance studio, so we had like a dance business going, but it started kind of wearing us out in like late nights and stuff. And so she's going to go back to doing hair. She has her cosmetology license, so she's getting that transferred over from the state she moved in, and so that we'll get that additional income. Now, here's another thing to add. I guess I maybe should have added it in the beginning. So at the rate I'm saving, my plans, like forecasting this, I will have the emergency fund saved up for by the time we have the wedding. It's just that right now I have to put all this money out, right? I've got the 10 grand that I've got saved is going to go out the door next month, and then I'm going to have to book the cruise.
I hear
We're going to do like a Mediterranean cruise in Europe is the plan.
Got it.
Amazing.
Okay.
Great. So, yes. Keep at it. Let's just cross our fingers we don't lose a job. And,
that's right.
I think you're good. Yeah, if you're earmarking, it sounds like you have a plan. And so, yes, you could be putting money towards the wedding and honeymoon while also simultaneously saving for the emergency fund. Emergency fund will be full by the time the wedding and honeymoon get here, so you're good to go. Okay, great plan.
The Ramsey Show question of the day is brought to you by Yrefi. When the payment on your defaulted private student loan is as much as some mortgages, ooh, I know how that feels. It is so hard to get ahead. That's why Yrefi can help. Refinancing to a low fixed rate loan that's built just for you. Find out more at yrefi.com/Ramsey. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey. Remember, it may not be available in all states.
Today's question comes from Sarah in New Jersey. I am $70,000 in debt. I used to work full time and we lived off my income, except for $700 my husband gave me monthly for rent. My husband is extremely disciplined. He has a high paying job and has been saving for a down payment while I have been living paycheck to paycheck. Our finances are separated. Yeah, sounds like it. And I was laid off last year and have been working part-time to pay for childcare and my debt. I am always in the negative in my account and I can't keep up. We have our dream house in our grasp, but I don't know if we can make it work. I am using EveryDollar to cut expenses and has sold a bunch of stuff to pay down debt. I don't want my husband to lose his dream house because of me. I really want to know from an expert if we can make this work.
I'm so sad by this.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. Okay, so Sarah, I mean, can you make it work? I mean, you can, but it will take you on a road that continues to feel this way of you being stressed out financially, him being disciplined and doing his own thing, and you guys are completely on two separate planets. Like even from it's not even like, oh, we both make the same.
It's like socially he's here and you're here.
Yeah. Like what do you, like
classes,
yeah,
like you're in a different class.
What do you do with that? I mean, yeah, Sarah, this is not a healthy outlook and habits around having a healthy marriage. It's not. And so, I don't know if there's something on your end that he's seeing that he doesn't trust. I don't know what his take is.
Right.
But I think you guys need to sit down together and say, hey, if we have a dream, it's our dream house is what you guys are saying. We have a dream to get this together. How can we most efficiently get this, what we want, together? And the most efficient way is to say, hey, all the chips are on the table and we're going to figure this out together. But that would mean not buying a house right now because y'all have debt. So, no, you can't get the dream house now. But if you continue your way, I guess he could, with his salary, do it. But I would not advise to keep doing what you've been doing, because you guys are going to keep getting what you've been getting, which just feels so separate.
I just can't imagine. I mean, and this is, I'm not intending to sound judgmental at all, but there's a lot missing from this that we'll never know because she didn't call in. But I can't imagine a world where, let's just pretend, Sam Warshaw was making a bunch more money and I was not making. And
you're living paycheck.
I'm living to paycheck, and he's just watching it happen. Like, you know what I mean? He's watching me struggle, and he's watching me stress out about this, and him not responding to that.
And is he not paying for childcare either? Are you going not 50-50 people? Because she's saying I have to pay for childcare.
Yeah. There's something about that for me that just at a marriage respect and care and love level is just off.
Yes, that a husband would sit there and watch his wife.
Yeah.
Be in
struggle.
that. Yes. Yeah. Yep. And again, maybe there's something on your end that you're not telling us, Sarah,
Possibly.
that why he's doing this. I don't know. Jade, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it's so important to be on the same page. Ooh, goodness gracious. Let's go to Ian in Portland, Oregon. Ian, thank you for the call. How can we help today?
Hi, I live kind of in a multi-generational situation. We have 5 acres, and it's me, my sister, and parents. And I was wondering, I recently started a new job, making about $1,400 a week. Currently, no debt, anything, cars paid off. But in trying to figure out how to, I've had credit cards before, so didn't go well, so I don't use credit. Just trying to figure out where to go from here to get out on my own and just kind of start building to be able to retire by 55 if I wanted to.
Okay. Well, let's take the first step of moving out of your parents. I think that's a great first step. So we would say that your rent or mortgage should be no more than 25% of your take-home pay per month. So, we're looking at you for, probably around $1,500-ish. Can you get an apartment in your area for that?
I could.
Okay.
I'm not ready. I don't want to immediately move out because I don't need to. I'm more than welcome. It was set up this way so that I'd be able to live there until I'm ready to buy something.
Okay. Well, how old are you, Ian?
Currently 35. In 20s kind of messed things up. So,
but you don't think it's time?
Was out on. It's fine.
Ian,
no. I'm saying
Ian.
Yes.
You need to move out. You're a 35-year-old man. I don't care if mommy says that you can stay as long as you want. You're 35.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying my personal, I want within the next 6 months to a year to be out.
And we're saying, why wouldn't you
6
go?
weeks? Like, why don't you
instantly?
Yeah, go.
Because, and I see you're wanting, it sounds like, let me try to get in here. It sounds like you're wanting the perfect scenario of I leave when I'm able to buy a house. That's what it sounds like. And we're saying the conditions don't have to be perfectly favorable for you to leave. You could leave as soon as you find an apartment, which could really be in 3 or 4 weeks.
Or 3 days,
Yeah.
True.
And you should,
it's good for you.
Because we're your buddies. Like, we're your friend that you sit down and they tell you the gosh darn truth. All right. So we're going to tell you the truth is you should have done this a long, long time ago. That's why we're pushing you to do it now. And there's nothing stopping you. We see no reason that you shouldn't do this immediately for you, not for us, for you.
Yeah, this is a dignity play here, Ian. Forget the money side. Like, this is for you. Like, this is good for you to be out on your own. I mean, are you dating?
Not currently, because,
Yeah, we do know.
So there's another reason. We want love for Ian.
Yes.
And Jade almost dumped Sam Warshaw because his mom was paying for his cell phone, let alone living with him. So, I would, Ian, let's get out. Let's get an apartment.
The world is your oyster.
Your parents are going to be heartbroken because they've set this whole scenario up. It sounds like it's going to be a big conversation, is it? Or are they going to be great? being like, are they going to cheer you on or are they going to cry?
It would be definitely a difficult conversation, yes.
Yes, which is another reason why we need to.
It's
flag.
like a sticky web. Like the longer you stay in it, the harder it is to get out of it because everybody's pulling you back in.
And there's probably some, I'm going to just say it too, Ian. I don't know, some relational codependence probably going on. I mean, there's some stuff there. So, yes, as your two friends, if we were sitting down and talking to you in person, this is exactly what I'd say to you. I'd say, Ian, come on, man, you can do this.
You can do this.
You can do this. So, I would get out 100% and start renting, save up for a down payment on a home. And I know you said you have no debt, which is amazing. You're not using credit cards. It's so good. So good. Get some cash, for to have an emergency fund. And I think kind of just, feel how that feels to pull up to your own parking spot at the apartment. And I don't know, there's just something really great about that.
It's freedom. You get to see who you are in life.
Yes,
right?
without zero dependent. There's like not a safety net there. Like you got to stand on your own. And there's something about that is so good. So good for people. And so if you want to move home for, not you, Ian, sorry, but America, if you want to move home for a season because there's something like you graduated college and you need to move home for a few months while you find your first job. I don't know. There's time. I'm not black and white about that.
Yeah, sure. Me neither.
But when we're 35,
you got
we are
to
working.
go.
You need to fly and be free. I don't know why I cringed to quote Dave, but I'll quote him because he said, an eagle that doesn't leave the nest eventually becomes a turkey. And we don't want that for you, Ian. You're a good man. Yes. And those dating apps are going to do wonders for you knowing that you're out on your own.
Yes. Ramsey Show scripture and quote of the day. John 13:35 says this, "By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another." That one thing. And then Dolly Parton, love her, said, "Find out who you are and do it on purpose."
Oh, I love that.
I love it. She collaborated with Beyonce on a tune on Cowboy Carter.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, she did too.
Did she play it at the concert?
Yes. Yeah, 2 tunes. They're really good. Anyway, love Dolly. Moving on, Thomas in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. What's going on, Thomas?
So I'm currently a student at college. I got out of state, and I was just wondering the best way to tackle these student loans when I graduate. By the time I'm done, it'll be around $45,000.
Okay. So you're going to continue to take the student loans?
Yeah, it's about the only way that I'm pretty sure for out of state they required it for this school. I have no idea, but
no, student loans are never a requirement. They're definitely a choice. I'm just wondering, what year did you say you're in?
I'm fourth year. Sorry.
Oh, you're already fourth year. Okay, so it's kind of the deed's been done.
It's done.
Okay. So what's your major in, and tell us what you've done research on what you think you'll earn when you hit the market.
So I'm doing cybersecurity, and I have an internship lined up with this company that by the time I complete school, I'll work there for about $130, and I think the take home is like $92, $93.
Good for you.
Good.
Pay it off in a year, Thomas.
That's that.
Work a little extra, live on 50, and pay it off.
Yeah. And decide, by the way, that you're not going to go back into debt again.
Yes.
Use this as a learning experience. Rachel and I, if you had called us 4 years ago, we would have told you not to go into debt for school. You're here now. You can pay it off. And
Tom,
go
sorry,
ahead. No,
I was going to say, and live like you're a college student, even when you're not in college. So this first year, making $130,000 out of college is amazing.
Yeah.
You're going to feel like you hit the freaking lottery. Don't feel that, though. Feel nothing. Have no emotion towards the money.
Inside.
Be numb inside, Thomas. Be numb inside and pay off the debt. Live still like you live with roommates. I mean, live like you are a college student for 1 year. Mm-hmm. Get this cleaned up And then, holy crap, you're going to make $130,000.
That's right.
With no debt year 2. He's probably going to be, and you'll probably get a raise. You know what I mean? Like, so just please sacrifice as early and as quickly as possible. Don't drag this out. Don't go buy a new car. Like, don't do it.
Yeah, because the tendency...
He sounds like a bro, too. Thomas, you hear him? I don't know. I feel like Thomas is good. I think you can get some, like, live with your roommates, eat nothing but crappy fast food for a year.
No, don't do that.
See, I had Jade's organic, healthy,
Here's the thing,
healthy
though.
lifestyle.
Rachel's right. The tendency is going to be, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to get your payment and you're going to go, oh, it's only a couple $100 a month. That's no big deal. I can keep that around forever. Please. Rachel is 100% right. Don't fall into the trap.
Yep.
Ooh, good call.
And $45,000, that's good. That's doable. You can do this.
Yeah, he can do
If
it.
it's $145,000, we'd talk about that. That would be a little bit of a longer journey. But
100.
pay it off quick, Thomas.
All right. Speaking of Thomas, we now have Tom in New Jersey. What's going on, Tom? How can we help?
Hey, guys. How you doing? Thanks for taking the call.
You bet.
Real quick question. Actually, 2 questions for you. So I am pretty much debt-free. I have a few $1,000s left on a credit card. So I'm just about at the end of baby step 2, and then I plan on moving on. I kind of found you guys a few weeks ago. And before that, I was kind of wandering aimlessly. Just
awesome. Well, good for you. You made progress in a few weeks.
Up a little bit of a debt. But 2 questions for you. So I got on the EveryBudget app and EveryDollar app, sorry. And I got into splitting everything up and mortgage payments being a quarter of your income. My mortgage payment is just over $1,500 a month, just the mortgage, principal and interest. And then I have my taxes bundled with it. So I started freaking out and I was like, oh crap, this is way over a quarter. But are you guys including taxes escrowed in with the mortgage as part of your 25%, or is that over?
Taxes, fees, HOA, everything.
How much do you make a month, Thomas?
Okay. Take home's about $7,200, plus a little bit, when I can get the overtime.
Now, is that, are you doing any investing?
Yes. So that brings me to the second part of my question. I do have a Roth IRA that's worth about $55 right now that I have been putting into. And I also I do blue collar work. I have a pension and an annuity, which is somewhere north of $200.
So
I was kind of
I
wondering.
would add those. You can add those back in. So any retirements, add back into that $7,200. So would that bump you up to what? Probably close to $8,000. I guess you don't have a 401k, do you?
Total budget. I do not. No.
Well, it's your what you take home. Like you can take out but don't include things like investing, or
and insurance.
It's just minus your taxes. That's it.
Gotcha.
So your take home pay, and then tell us what your mortgage is with HOAs, fees, insurance, all of that in. What is that?
All of that added in with all the fees, insurance is $25.40.
So you're a little. I mean, if your take home really is $8,000, you're a little over. But I think that it's survivable. Like it's. I mean, it's $500 over. I think that for what you're earning,
and I threw out $8,000. You did originally say $7,200, but I'm adding back in insurance. You said you're putting some money into investing. They're taking out money for a pension, like all of that. So I think, I don't know, that's a guesstimate, but you look at your actual numbers. And the thing is too, I wouldn't change your situation by trying to move houses and all of it for $500, because also you're going to probably get a raise. You'll probably be making more here in the next 2, 3, 4 years, which will kind of equal it out, which is great. Yeah. So you're not too far off.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's a good call.
You guys have one more second?
Of course.
When it does get up to past building the emergency fund for 3 to 6 months to baby step 4, investing when I do have a pension and an IRA and an annuity that is contributed into from the union, what would I do with investing then as a 15% goal? Add those into the 15%?
Partially. So we would usually count the pension as half. So let's say the pension accounts for 10% of your 15% amount. Yeah, count it as 5. Like count it as half. Simply because you don't have the same amount of control over the investments. You might not, and because of that, the rate of return might not be as great. We really don't know. What about this annuity business? Do you have to do that, or can you put that money elsewhere?
No, unfortunately, it is all bundled into the package that comes in the union.
Okay.
So it's already bartered for.
So so I would count part of that too. Half of that as well. Take 50% of that to the 15%.
So basically, I would be putting 5% into an additional investment.
Yes, if that's what it calculates out to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, good question. Awesome. Good call. All right. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that.
Thanks for
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. My finger moved too quickly for your voice. Good question.
Well, and with the 25%, we say, again, it's as hard and fast as you can do it, but knowing that life is going to change. And if you're already in a housing situation and it's just right above that, your income ends up changing too, which changes the percentages. So just always remember that. But then, if it's eating up 50, 60% of your income, you got to get out. You're not going to be able to survive. So, so there's some bigger changes, that would have to occur if that was the situation. But
there's also part of that where, the rule of thumb is a rule of thumb, but it's like if your income is a lot lower, you're going to feel that 30% a lot more than the person who is earning more money, So in his case, I think, it being above, he can make it work. We believe in you, Tom. All right. That does it for this Ramsey show. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.